Alright people, we are back. Sorry the camera died, and I got some work done off camera while it charged. We didn't detail, we added some like wrinkles in the shoulders and the little elbow areas, and the wrist cuff links, and the neck collar area. And we made the hands, detailed those. And what we're getting ready to do is work on the feet some, because they're being a little tricky. Partly because the design I drew was just a bad design. But what we're gonna do is after looking at some reference photos, the boots are actually more like the wrist areas instead of like a pirate boot or whatever I drew. I don't know why I drew it like that. Anyways, we're gonna try and fix it, and once we get this area right here shaped out how we want to, we can work down here a lot better, because right now it's just hard getting that knife in there. He's coming along though, but he is surely making me hate clowns. Just all the ruffles and ruffles and ruffles and detail. I'm glad old 1990s Pennywise, I was looking at the template for him. Should be a little bit more straightforward, but it's still, to get the clothing detail, you got to put a lot of wrinkles and stuff in. But less of the ruffles. Alright. But I think he's going to look real cool when he's done. And went by the craft store trying to figure out how I was going to do the hair on him. Because normally what I get is like the fun fur stuff. You can get a swatch or whatever it's called. Just a little, I think it's about a yard long thing of artificial hair. But anyways, they did not have one in orange whatsoever. So then I was looking at all kinds of different things I could try and use, like the pom-pom things like we use on the front here. And they were just too bright, like neon orange. It just wouldn't work. And then just got into the yarn section and found a type of yarn that I can actually fray, and it's the perfect color. It's going to take a little bit more effort. Like I said, I have to fray it in order to get it all fibrous and hair-like. But it's going to work out to get that color we want. And I think it'll look real neat once it's done. Like I said, that's one thing that makes this character really come to life, is the face. Just how vibrant the face is, compared to the contrast to the clothing being so, I mean, I wouldn't call it dull, but it's like grays and whites. Alright, that's coming along a little better. Goodness, man. Why does it always come down to the feet that I design wrong in the sketches? It's always the feet. And I tried something different here. If you can see, we've done like a V-cut to have his feet kind of look like they're pointed out a little bit, just so he's standing a little different. That's the whole reason I did that. I didn't want just the regular, just feet forward kind of deal. Plus, it should help him balance better, because that's one problem I don't know if I've mentioned before, but when you're doing your wood carvings, you can have some serious issues with the carving wanting to balance standing up like that. If you end up taking too much wood off, or your design looks good but isn't practical for it to stand up, and like the Lord of Darkness guy, he has hooves. He just does not want to stand up, so it took a lot of work to figure out how to cut the bottom of the feet just right so he'll balance. See here, and this is another problem I've been running into. Like I said, this right side of the wood, the grain is packed really tight, and this side is packed really loose, so it keeps throwing me for a loop every time I go from one side and it's cutting just how I like it, then to another side where it just wants to fight you the whole way. And you gotta be real careful not to apply too much pressure and break something or cut yourself. But I think once it's done, you gotta look back and be happy with how it turns out and all the work that went into them.
I don't even talk to the guy right over here.
And I know Halloween isn't here yet, but you go to the stores and you get Christmas stuff out already. I wasn't planning on doing a carving for November because you get Thanksgiving and everything, but I think since Thanksgiving seems to be the forgotten holiday, I might just do one carving and just do a turkey. I haven't done an animal in a while. And for those of you who like the animal carvings, I'm thinking about doing a turkey, which is gonna be a pain in the butt to get it as realistic as it's supposed to look. But I think in honor of the holiday, I can't think of anything else to do for Thanksgiving. That would be at least neat to try. And see, this is why this carving just feels like it's taking forever. Just everything is just being very difficult for some reason. Just realizing it, trying to get the concept to come to fruition here is just being just a pain in the butt. Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing any clowns for quite some time. My sister last night recommended, she's like, you should do the clown costumes from the new season of American Horror Story. Cult, this new one that's on TV. How when they go and attack people, they dress up in those crazy costumes and clowns and stuff. But I don't think I want to mess with any more clowns for a while. And I got some special carvings in mind for Christmas. They're not going to be your traditional, what you would expect for Christmas carving. Trying to keep things current. And I don't know why I went with a pirate look for these shoes at first, guys. I was hoping I wouldn't have to spin this whole clip on just the little billowy parts here, but my goodness. And what we're doing is, here, since it's taking forever, I'll explain how or at least what I'm trying to do as far as the shape. If we keep narrowing it towards the top, it'll start to widen at the bottom and give us the billowed kind of parachute type shape we're looking for, where it's flared out but it's like an extreme flare. Where before, like I said, it looked more like a pirate boot. And the back of them might just be a daggum lost cause. We can salvage it as much as we can, but hopefully these camera angles are good. I think I'm holding it pretty steady. Alright, I think, see this part here. Well, we gotta put the ruffles in it, so here's a trick for you guys. This part here that's just unsightly and doesn't go with anything. Since we are going to put ruffles in, put your ruffle in right here where you can remove a bunch of the wood and flare it out like an A instead of like a V. And that should solve that issue there. Yeah. Good thinking. And yes, I'm using pen again, but for a while there I was using pencil because we were in the body area doing the fingers and stuff. And we're going to be painting that white, so definitely didn't want pen on there. Because I think there was one part on Twisty, it was on his hands, that I used pen on and didn't cut all of it away, and then didn't sand all of it away. And when I painted it, just kept coming through and kept having to hit it heavy with the white paint. Which, if you remember, I use acrylics, so if you hit it heavy, it really changes the look of it. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and notch this since we're running a little long here. It's a big section to take out, so we're not going to take all of it. You'll see what I mean in a minute. We're coming in at what I call the V cut, so about 45-degree angle on one side, and then doing it again on the other side. And where the two meet, where the blade crosses, you will have a piece of wood pop out like that, just like so. See? Boom. Remember Emerald Lagasse? He used to have his own TV show and he always said boom. Issue in the back here. Let's meet on the bone back here. Alrighty. Alright, so we don't go too long. I'll show you what we do now, because if you notice now we got a lot of hard edges, as I call them, those right angle edges. We're just going to soften those down, and our wood grain is actually going up, so you want to start at the base of it and just go right along that edge and carry it up. And sometimes, see, like I'm flipping it around, you gotta, whatever angle works for you to get the proper cut. And you, like I said, you don't have to worry about getting all the edges off. You just want to get that real hard angled one off. The rest of them you can soften down with some sandpaper. Yeah. See, I don't know if it's picking up on the camera very well, but that's rounding over real nice. And it's helped that angle problem we were having with the shape we were wanting for the boot. And that's a little bigger. Well, actually, no, it's about the right size. We got lucky. We got lucky. I thought the flared ankle was going to be a little too large. But I think we got lucky and it's just right, or at least it looks right. Alrighty, yeah. Now we can get the knife in a little better and try and thin this boot out. So when you get in these tight corners, you're really only using just the tip of the blade.
It's not a fucking mess. It's like it's right.
And I would use my smaller one, or some of you asking, well, you get that smaller knife, why aren't you using that? It's really not the size of the blade that's the problem, it's the handle of the knife. Like if they made a knife handle that was in the shape of an L and stuff, or that would really help in some of these really tight areas.
This guy's
Shit, almost cut myself here. Alright guys, well, hopefully you can see how it's coming along. We're going to keep working at it, and we'll be back with the next step after this.